I'm Jean-François de Montigny, Jean-François, but JF for short. I'm from Ottawa, Canada, which is the eastern part of Canada. I work in the technology space. I'm formerly an engineer, but now I do telecommunication sales. So I'm a sales director to Canadian service providers. I was interested in meditation primarily as an experience to share with my son, whom I'm with here in Thailand, in order to experience, well, we're here in Thailand also for a fitness program, which is of course focused on the body, but we wanted to open the door to also an exercise of the mind in order to see if there was possibility to exercise the mind towards more peacefulness, mindfulness, calmness, to help us change our lifestyle. This trip is about changes to our approach to life in general. And again, as a shared experience with my son, Antoine, whom I'm with here today. Several things, actually. Some techniques, first of all. This was really our first practice of meditation. Never approached it before. So there was, I think, some fundamentals that needed to be taught as to how we would consider the mind and the body as a togetherness. And in order to achieve, I think, a good practice in meditation, some techniques to let the mind be within the body and not escape into multiples of directions of thoughts and have some kind of control over the mind. The monk taught us an anecdote of a wild horse that wants to run away. And how do you keep the horse in one location? You tie it with a rope to a tree. And of course, the horse's nature is going to be to try to escape, run away in 1,000 directions. So that really is an analogy to the mind that tries to, your thoughts just run away continuously. And you have to exercise some control over your thoughts and some focus. And I thought that was very helpful. So that's one of the things. I think it was an interesting experience. The result, I would say, was, in terms of the experience, I found it challenging, more challenging than I thought it would be to reel in my thoughts. Very quickly, I found myself to be wondering again, thinking about, even though you try to keep the mind within the body and free of your responsibilities and your obligations and your family and just sort of focus on yourself, it very quickly happens that the mind wanders outside of the body. You think back of, your family, why you're here, the things you have to do, and very quickly it was an exercise of control to say, okay, I need to practice the technique of, trying to forget about these things, even forget about the little malaise of the physicality, even though we can move, but try to maybe resist scratching and moving too much and really try to appease the mind. And I thought 25 minutes went by much quicker. Like Antoine was saying earlier, I was surprised at how much time elapsed. And I think that was a very good feeling at the end, a feeling of success in a way, that there was like the shower of the mind, like you said. I'd never heard that expression, but I think that makes a lot of sense. After a hot working day, you basically want to take a shower before you go to bed. I'd never even considered that the mind also requires some showering and some focus. I am happy. Yes, I'm happy I tried this. Yeah. And I have to say it's going to also has to do a lot with how my son Antoine feels about it as well. So, although it probably shouldn't, I want to keep that experience for myself, but I am here for him. So for me, it's very important that, whether he likes it or not, or wants to try it again, it's going to be a function of, we do this together. I think, first of all, from an environment perspective, this is our first time here. It's a very peaceful environment. I thought, we're just a little bit away from a very busy street. Of course, we can hear some of the noises, but the surroundings, the nature, the sun, yet because of the shade and the wind, it's very calming. And I would say, as an experience, this is a great place to be for trying this. Yeah. Thank you